record another game. We are ready to start. No sideboarding. It's up to him. Alright. Ooh. 1 land. 2 Reckoners, a Silverblade Paladin, 2 Knight of Glories, and a War Falcon. I'll try it. I'll keep. Hopefully I can draw into another land here. Well, I'll probably need to draw into 2 lands in a row. But he goes for the Desolate Lighthouse right away. We'll draw. We don't draw into a land. However, we do have a turn 1 play. So we'll just play a War Falcon and then say go. So he did confirm there by saying at the end of the last game that he's playing only red-blue because he needed a second red source, he said. Or a red source, I don't quite remember. That's huge right there, actually. So first main, we will play our Knight of Glory. But he's going to counter that with an Essence Scatter. Okay, good counter. And then we say go. That's big. It's very big. Okay. It's our turn, so he's leaving up another counter. Unfortunately, we don't draw a 3rd land, but we'll try to play another Knight of Glory. Although I don't know that this gets countered, in case he waits for something else. If he doesn't counter it, I'm going in. He's gonna counter it. Okay, so this could be a Syncopate or a Cyclonic Rift. Okay, so that's gonna hit the board, but then it's gonna go back to my hand. So then I can't do anything here, so I will pass the turn, unfortunately. He did show me the Firewing Phoenix, so I'm assuming that he can get a pretty good creature presence on the board. Which would be kind of rough. I do need to attack really soon. So, I know he's got 3 cards in hand, but I've got all of that. So, the play's probably Silverblade Paladin. And he's going to counter that right away. Oh no, he's going to counter it with this Think Twice. I think he's looking for a Syncopate then. Alright. Attach. Gonna pair it with that. And then combat. I will swing in with the War Falcon. And say go. Alright. So relatively slow start. But we're picking up here. The War Falcon and the Paladin combo is pretty good. Next turn I'll probably look for a Reckoner. Maybe the Knight just for... Although then again I probably won't need the thingy per se. Alright, or the Exalted. So we'll go into our first main phase. This might be the better play actually. So we'll go for a Champion. It looks like that's gonna resolve. And we'll try to get the Knight of Glory in to... Alright, he's thinking about countering it. Because if we can get the Champion to be a 2-2, okay, that's fine. Alright, so he gets the counter. Then for combat, I'll swing in with both the Paladin. We're going to Aetherize here. Homing Lightning. So he's probably going to kill the Paladin. Okay. Silverblade Paladin. Unattach. What the... Okay. And then say go. Alright, so he's got a lot of stuff up there. We will draw. We draw into another Silverblade Paladin. This is pretty rough, because if I play the Paladin, I get in a lot of damage. And I can ping the champion, so that'll be the play. We'll try for a Paladin. That's probably going to get countered, though. Okay. What's he going to respond with? Desolate Lighthouse. Magma Quake. X equals 2. That's rough. That's a complete total. Or no. Or no, the champion stays, rather. Well, I'm not good with that. And say go. Alright, I'm looking like an idiot here, but I don't know. Cockatrice is really annoying sometimes because it's really hard to like get used to it compared to MTG Online. But I am up one game. Okay, so he's just gonna pass here for a counter. We don't draw into another land, which is pretty bad. And he's gonna counter whatever I play. But I probably just gotta try and play the Paladin, which is gonna get countered. Not hitting any land drops was pretty rough. So we're just gonna end it and tell him to go. He's gonna flashback, think twice. What has he got in his graveyard? I'm assuming he has Snapcasters. I don't know why. I mean, the deck does seem kind of controlling, so I don't see why he wouldn't have Snapcasters. Alright, so he's done. We're gonna draw. We draw into a Blind Obedience, which doesn't really help. So I gotta get the War Falcon to attack, because that right now is my #1 concern. So we're gonna try and get the Elite Inquisitor out. And he's gonna respond with the Think Twice from his hand. If you drew that counter, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. Alright, so that does make the field. So we're going to do combat and swing in for 2 with the War Falcon. And say go. Maybe he's going to flashback that Think Twice now. Or can he Lighthouse here? Or flashback Think Twice, okay. That's fine. Question is, he's hitting all his land drops, I'm not hitting mine. Okay, well, he's still gonna leave up another counter. We'll draw a Fiend Hunter, which will be good later on. Probably just gonna go right into combat here for 4. Homing Lightning on the Inquisitor, okay. And then we'll just go. So now we'll go to our second. We'll go to our second main here. We'll try and play a Reckoner, which will get countered, of course. Alright, doesn't seem to have an answer for that. so we'll say go. Alright, end of my turn. Yep. Alright. So that's not a good sign for me that he had a third lighthouse to discard, because that means he didn't lose anything relevant. Alright, so we got another land drop here. What is he going to play, though? That's my question. Is that a Firewing Phoenix? I saw he had that. Alright, no, he's going to lighthouse himself. So it seems to me like he doesn't have any threats in hand, or immediate threats. My only concern here is another Magma Quake. Alright, so he's going to discard a Counterflux. So that's pretty good for me. But it could also signal the fact that he has an extra counter in hand. Alright, so we're going to draw and go into our first main. He's probably going to counter it, but I do have another human. He's a cleric, though, not a soldier. Okay. Well, I got to try to play the Inquisitor. Just because I need to get damage in as easily as I can. Yep. This guy's a good player. I really enjoyed playing. I'm really enjoying playing with him. Okay, so he's going to counter that. Syncopate. Yep. So that goes into my exile bin. And then we will start combat. Okay, so he's playing Is It Charmed to kill off my War Falcon. That's fine. Alright, we're going to declare attackers. The Reckoner's going to get in for 3 pretty easily here. And we're going to say go. So, despite being mana screwed, I'm doing pretty well. I don't know that maybe his deck is lacking something. Or, I don't know what. It might just be a favorable matchup. Alright, so he's putting in a gate into the graveyard, which means I could probably play Blind Obedience here. That would be pretty nice. But we don't draw into 8 planes. So, probably just gonna start combat. Alright, he's got nothing to do. Then we'll swing in for 3. Alright, so he's on a 2-turn clock. So the play might be Blind Obedience now that I know he has the negate gone. And we'll say go. He's got 1 card in hand, and he does have the ability to lost my train of thought there. Or he has the ability to draw a card if what he just drew isn't very favorable. The only creature I've seen from his deck is Firewing Phoenix. So I don't know what he's got going on. I mean, I'm assuming he's got Niv Mizzet in the deck. I mean, I don't know what he's got in here that he's not playing. But he does leave a bunch of counters up. So we'll draw. We'll go into our first main phase. I do have 2 Reckoners in hand, so I understand that it'll get countered. But we'll tap our 4 and play Reckoner, and then Blind Obedience. Okay. So we'll start our combat. Go for the Reckoner for 3. I think he's gonna Lighthouse in response, maybe? Or Magma Quake for a lot. Return target non-land permanent to owner's hand. Okay. So there goes the Reckoners. Alright. And the Blind Obedience. Okay. So we're gonna say go here. His deck's more annoying than anything, but in a good way. I'm actually liking his deck. He did say before it was a homebrew. And red-blue controls the thing. So this is a fun matchup. I'm really glad that this is a guy that I ended up getting paired up with. Well, not really get paired up with, I asked, but... Alright, so there's Firewing Phoenix. I don't even know what that does. Alright, so it's a 4/2 for 4, and you can return it back for 3 red, 1 generic. Okay. That's no big deal. Although he does have counter mana open. So we'll see what we draw into here. We draw into a Silverblade Paladin. So now we've got a lot here to do. That's got flying, so that's going to get in. I don't have anything with flying besides War Falcon. And Blood Obedience doesn't do anything here. So we'll try for a Reckoner. I do have 3, so if it gets countered, I'm not really upset. But he only has 1 card in hand. Okay, so that's fine. I'll comfortably pass the turn here. If my Reckoner attacks twice, that means I'll win. Unless he blocks with the Phoenix, which I'll still win though, because then... Or no, I won't. He'll go down to 1 or 2 from the Reckoner's ability. Unless I give it first strike, that way it doesn't die. That might be the better ability, or the better idea here. But he's got 2 cards in hand. So he will... Alright. So now he's got 2 cards that are probably worthwhile now. That I'm a little concerned with. He did leave 1, 2, 3. He did leave flashback mana open for the Firewing Phoenix, but I don't know if that's where he's going. Yeah, so he seems a little upset here. He knows I have another Reckoner in my hand, and he knows I have the Blind Obedience, which could come into play here if he tries to flash back the Phoenix. Which might be what I do. Especially if I draw another land here, because then I'll play it. Alright, so he's leaving all that mana open. Okay. So we will untap and we'll draw. We do draw into a land, which is pretty nice here. He's got 1 card in hand and he has counter magic open. So I don't need the extort here. I can just 2/2. Okay. So we'll start combat here. And then we'll tap to give it first strike. And then main phase 2. I know he's going to want to flash that back, so we'll try to get our Blind Obedience in then. I guess he's not going to counter it because he wants to flash back. 3 red, 1 generic. Okay. So that'll be good then. Because now it'll come back in untapped, so he can't block with it. Or no, he does it end of turn. What am I thinking? Or no, what the... Target player... Inspiration. Huh. Okay. The only problem is this game is already gone for almost 20 minutes now. So you can really slow the pace down, but he's got 3 cards in hand, and I understand he can Lighthouse, but he's really got to get something out. He's really got. Alright, he really got to get something out, or he's gonna lose. Yeah, I'm not getting the real version of Bandicam, or maybe not for a while. So if it ends up working out weird, it's because I because I have to only do it at 10 minutes per turn. Alright, so we'll go to main phase 1. I didn't play a land last turn, I just realized. So we'll play a land now. He's got all of his counters open, so why don't we just go for the Silverblade Paladin and try and pair it. Silverblade Paladin, and then Extort. Alright, so that's gonna make it attached to the Reckoner. Start combat. He's not tapping anything, so we'll declare attackers. And we'll go with the Reckoner for 6, and this is probably the game. Unless he Magma Quakes me for 3. Or what is he doing here? Yep, overload, okay. That's fine. Well, fine for him, not for me. Because that would have been the game there. And I don't have anything with haste. So I am in a little bit of a bind here. Alright, so he's gonna loot with the Izzet Charm. The fact that he has all of his land drops makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah. Okay. So he's got one card in hand, which tells me he can only counter one thing. First main phase, we'll play a Plains here. Alright, so we'll try and get a Reckoner out here. Yep. So he's gonna respond with a Desolate Lighthouse here, I think. Yeah. Or no. Fire Mine's Foresight. Search your library for an instant card with converted mana cost 3, put it into your hand, and then instant card 2. Okay, so he's gonna load up on counters here. I guess maybe he's hoping to get an unsummon for the Reckoner with the 1, or I mean the Reckoner can't attack this turn anyway, so that's kind of rough. Okay. Well, and then we'll go for this, and we'll play a Silverblade Paladin, which he's gonna syncopate. Yep. So I just had to get that out of his hand. I'll say end. It's better I did that because, or I should have done with another Reckoner or one of the. He probably wouldn't have countered either of the. Well, he had no reason to counter a Feed Hunter, but because I know he's got the counters, and I know he can counter. He can only counter one more spell that I know of. I kind of want to make sure that I keep threats in my hand. I could have played that differently, but I don't really play with this deck that often. Like I said in the deck tech, it is Jared Bloomberg's deck, who is one of the owners and manager at the Portal Comics and Gaming on Willow Park Road in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. If you live in the area or ever visit the area, check out the Portal. I play Friday nights there. I play Sunday Standard there. It's a very, 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 very fun gaming environment. And they don't only do Magic, they play Warhammer, they play Pathfinder, they play D&D, they play a lot of stuff. And he just played a Firewing Phoenix. So, moving on here, my turn. Untap, draw. Now we're drawing into all of our land, which isn't bad, because we're getting it at least, but so we'll play our land for turn. And now we've got decisions here. He's going to block the Firewing Phoenix, or the Reckoner with the Phoenix. So play 1 will be Blind Obedience for flashing it back, unless he counters it here with that Counterflux I saw. No? Okay, he's thinking. Alright. Because I think he's got another one in the graveyard. Or was that? I don't know. Okay. So that's going to come into play. So then we'll go for the Knight of Glory for the Exalted. Okay. And then we'll probably wait here. We'll do our combat. We'll start our combat here. To give him first strike. And then we'll declare our attackers. So he's now a 4/4 with first strike. So that dies. And then we will go to the end turn here. I apologize for my dogs. They're really annoying. I might hang both of them. Alright, so what's he doing here? We're going into a 30-minute game, buddy. That's awesome. White Weenie going 30 minutes. So he looks like he's thinking about. He's almost out of cards too, which would be kind of funny. Okay, we got another fucking Phoenix. All right. So we'll pass the turn. Just gonna remind him there. So we'll draw. Go into main phase 1. Alright, so main phase 1, we've got a lot we can do. He's gonna die here without a board wipe of some sort. So we should probably just start our combat. So he's not going to respond, it seems. So we're going to attack for 4. And, yep. Overload that. Did I play a land? Punk does not play anything. Okay, so we'll go into main phase 2. Play our land for turn. Looks like he can't counter anything. I'm gonna feel really bad for this, but I gotta do it. So we'll play a Reckoner. You can't counter, he's only got 1 land. Or 1 mana. So then we play another Reckoner. And then we play Fiend Hunter on the Phoenix. And say go. So that's pretty good. Although, I'm pretty sure the only card he's going to have is going to be Cyclonic Rift or Magma Quake, maybe even a Bonfire, I don't know. He could Snapcaster back something. It is right of me to assume he has a Snapcaster. But time will tell.